I'm Hollywood. I'm head of artist relationships at Rarible. So Rarible is a multi-chain marketplace. We pride ourselves on having an incredibly inclusive community. We are super fortunate to have a really global community of artists and creators and collectors. There's a lot of really great energy around the NFT space, and I think people are finally starting to really understand all the different opportunities that are accessible through working on the blockchain, and in particular on Tezos creates so much opportunity. So that's been a really nice development to the conversation. I came into the NFT space in the spring of 2021, and coming from a fine art and background where I've been working with brands and fashion brands and contemporary artists in particular, I was super interested and excited by all of the potential of the blockchain. It's a very different way for creators to have their work validated. You know, there's no permissions. It's essentially you are your own curator, your own marketplace, essentially. And that's, I think, the role of the community has become so important in developing those relationships. So I see my role very much as being that person that kind of helps support the artists connect to their communities. And that's why I think I'm seeing the value of curation being really kind of explored more widely within the NFT space. We're able to now really talk about different creator communities that curation can kind of help highlight, spotlight, amplify. We have so many different ways for all levels of creators to access the marketplace through things like lazy minting, the different blockchains that we support. Tezos obviously provides so much access for creators just in terms of it's so low cost, essentially. You know, it really does, that makes a huge, huge difference, especially for emerging artists as well. But also, you know, more established artists that want to be playful. They kind of, you know, that's their raw creative energy, and so there's no kind of like limit to what that might be. You can put out 100 pieces on Tezos, and that makes it really exciting for your collectors too, I think. It's a good question about how to invite people to arrive in the space. So I've literally just come from Frieze Art Fair, and always there's so much interest and excitement around NFTs, and people have got a lot of questions. But my whole tack really is that I don't try to pull people into the space. It needs to be right for the artist, and it's definitely not right for every artist at all. But I love the idea that someone might be a painter, but they might come into this space as a poet or a photographer or a filmmaker. So seeing like how creating work on the blockchain might actually provide different opportunities for your creativity, I think is super cool. There's also another really cool project in terms of education. So Women Rise, one of our amazing PFP projects, it's a 10K project. The incredible artist and activist, Malia Abidi, they are actually exploring the idea of having a school in the metaverse. You know, is that something for Decentraland? Is that something for crypto voxels? What would be the right space for that to happen in? But the idea there is that it would provide global opportunity for young girls and women that aren't able to access education. To learn more, I would say immerse yourself in the space, get on Twitter, go to as many talks, exhibitions as you possibly can. And there's no right or wrong, you know, we are all learning. I'm very excited, for instance, by collectors that choose to, for instance, collect only from female creators. I think that's a really kind of cool concept. Think about where you want to kind of like put your energy and your focus. I would say be intentional, but yeah, always buy or collect the work that you love.